Hey folks, career engineer here. It is 6:55, and what I always like to do when we do a live event is come on a little bit early from the virtual green room. Make sure, number one, you can see me. Hopefully you can hear me. If there's any faux pas that may show up, we try to nip that bad boy now. I'm also checking my secondary device, so I can, not that I want to watch myself, because I truly do not want to do that, but I do want to be able to make sure what I'm seeing and what I'm doing, that you guys are seeing and doing it too, right? So in a moment, hopefully, I'll be able to see what I'm doing so I can check out your, when you text to me and things of that nature. So I'm here. So anyone that pops in, if you see me just looking here, I will literally hit it at 7. So we can make sure we're going to be recording this, of course. And for those who are not aware, I mean, this is a repeat because last night we had a thunderstorm that blew my mind. It was insane. So we had to, I lost power. So I said, I told everybody I will do my best to do this today, so we understand I might lose some people because maybe they had a schedule, but you know what, we're going to do what we need to do. And funny, last night I could watch myself. I'm not able to watch myself right now. I'm going to find it. But anyway, so as you guys come on in, welcome. And what I want you to do is, say hello in the chat so I can say hey and what's up to you and things of that nature. We will, again, I will go live at 7. I have like three minutes. So let's see. So anyway, I'm going to check out a few things. I'm pushing some buttons here. Here I am. I'm pushing some buttons, looking at live chat. Again, those thunderstorms tonight. You're welcome to say hi to me if you'd like. I'm going to try and say hello to you so you guys can see that everything is working. At least I think it is. At least I hope to God it is, right? That we're doing everything the way we need to. I just got the I'm buffering. I don't know. Help me know if I'm buffering, guys. I hope not. So again, we're gonna really kick it off. Just checking my Wi-Fi, looks nice and strong. And we're gonna get together. But I just tried to chat with you guys and I just saw that. So anyway, those of you coming back, again, welcome, Career Engineer here. We're doing our Push Up Our Career tonight. Due to thunderstorms yesterday. And here's how we're gonna work this, guys. So some of you will hear Pete and repeat from yesterday, but hopefully the PowerPoint will work. Hopefully I won't lose you in the middle of a broadcast. There's not a cloud in the sky. At least I don't see anything outside. And I'm pretty sure we can kick it and keep it rolling. A couple ways you could engage, no doubt, while we're live. What my plan is maybe 30 to 40 minutes of a presentation using the questions that you guys did when you registered. That's why registration is so important. I want to make sure that as I Push Up Your Career together, that I kind of hit the things you guys were talking about. You all had questions about resumes. You all had questions about job search. A lot of you had questions about fear and motivation and, dealing with the new generation versus the older generation, dealing with 21st century techniques versus old school techniques. And we're going to hit that. We've had some entrepreneurial questions as well, because for many folks, you might be doing a 9 to 5, but you want to turn you want to do something with your 5 to 9. And a lot of times my clientele is, hey, Angie. Angie's in the house. What's up, Angie from the UK? I'm glad you pressed your way through. But for some of you who have an entrepreneurial idea, because you're working 9 to 5, sometimes you get hustled in that process. So I do have something for the entrepreneur listening, because everyone that's watching me is an entrepreneur. Every single last one of you, whether you're W-2, you're 1099, this is what we do in America anyway. Or, you've got your own gig and you're trying to feed your family. So you are an entrepreneur. So we're going to jump it from that point. All right. So it is 7 p.m. So I want to officially welcome everybody again. And again, so here's how you can engage. You can put your comment there. Like Angie said, hey, I'm saying what's up to Angie. You can also text me, because some folks are wildflowers. What that means is they're watching. They may not be engaged in the chat room and things, or the chat room on the chat, but they're checking it out because, they're mobile and doing their thing. And I want to say, hey, and what's up to all you guys. You can also text me on my business line, which is right there, right? over there, over here, right there on my business line, 757-745-4823. That's my TCE phone number for my business. It is, but you can text me to that number 24/7. Not that I'm going to answer you at midnight, but I'm just saying you can do it. But for now, you can definitely do that so you can give me more questions. And you said, it's late here, so we'll try to catch as much as I can. Yeah, you're in the UK, so I definitely want to be respectful of your time. And I appreciate that. And anyone else coming in, just share with me where you are from, and we're going to get together. So again, some of you may have heard some stuff from yesterday. I'm going to try to start it fresh this time. So I'm going to go ahead and engage the presentation on the PowerPoint, and hopefully you'll be hearing me and seeing me well, not seeing me, but hopefully seeing the presentation as we get ready to do our thing. Okay, so bear with me because I want to be able to share this time around. All right, that's what I'm trying to do. And you guys are gonna see me like right at the beginning here as I'm trying to get together from the start. I'm gonna, I think I hit the wrong button. Wait a minute. Let's see if I'm sharing with you guys yet. So we cannot have, hey, His Grace by Faith. We can't have what happened last time. Let's see. I have, it says I'm sharing, but here we go. No, hold on, guys. we're gonna make sure this is right. Here, I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna present to everyone, and you guys are gonna see exactly what I got here. So my Q&A perhaps is working. Yeah, I'm glad Angie is here. I'm really glad she's here. To tell me if you guys see what I see. For some reason, my device is buffering, so you guys have to let me know if you see my PowerPoint right there, because I see it, but it's not supposed to look the way it looks, by the way, guys. And I can't move my screen over. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now, here we go. We're going to get this squared away. Hold on. I can't move my screen over. What's going on? Hold up. Okay, am I a novice? No, I'm not, but I'm going to work this out. We're going to work this out. What am I doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong. All right. Hold on, folks, ladies and gents. So my Q&A is going to tell me what's going on. Okay, hold on, guys. We're going to do it another way. We're going to get it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got this figured out. I do. Here we go again. But on my screen, it was buffering. So I don't know what's up with that, why that did that. So I'm going to have to figure out what the deal was with that one. Usually this is not a problem. And I believe it says I'm sharing, so I'm going to need you guys to tell me yes or no. Great. You see the PowerPoint. Yay! That's why I love it. So you guys all see my first screen because I don't see it at all on my device. So if I get His Grace says she sees it, I'm good with it. So we have Push Up Your Career powered by TCE now. Hopefully you guys see my first screen, and I'm getting ready to push over to go to, all right, to see our second screen. So if my Q&A can tell me, oh, he doesn't, sorry, Q&A, you don't have the link, because I didn't know he was going to do Q&A tonight. So His Grace, my faith, I need you to tell me, do you see where I have the product, the job hunt? Just say yes so I can make sure I do it, because my Q&A cannot see anything because I did not send him the link. So you can't do it. So hopefully you see this. So I'm going to have to rely on you guys. So anyway, Push Up Your Career business. And someone can give me a number one. I don't want to get into this. Hey, Trini, what's up? What's up? Without making sure you guys see stuff. And I got to also figure out why my phone just died on me. It just died. No, you know, it's funny. There's no power storms. So I'm just going to say, can you guys see my screen? I just need to know it again. See the screen before I move on, because I'm going to hit this really quick. All right, so we're going to hit the product. Hopefully you guys, if not, you're just going to be looking at me while I'm talking. We're going to hit the job hunt. We're going to hit resume and interviewing, okay? And of course, we're going to deal with business and again, how you close these deals. So some of the things we said yesterday, like the product, you got to start with the beginning, which is you. You can't see it. Wow. Okay, I can't believe this. This is really not acting right. All right. So, wow, not good, guys. Not good at all. All right. So we're going to be organic again tonight. How crazy is this? guys, and believe me, I did a walkthrough earlier. I did a walkthrough for you guys. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do how we're gonna keep it going because I do not want to waste anyone's time. I really don't, especially your time, not necessarily my time. So anyway, we're gonna hit those things I just was talking about, the resumes and things of that nature. So let me hit you guys with what we talked about yesterday, just keeping it real and organic. And again, my apologies for that. I did a walkthrough this morning. So what I will do for you guys, I'm going to most likely put this on like some kind of a slideshow. I don't like really giving a lot of my stuff out. It's a long story, but because I've had this problem, PowerPoint, I can't see the PowerPoint, only the first screen as it froze. Oh, it froze. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm pretty good with my internet. So animal. Anyway, we've got under resumes, we're talking about those buzzwords. I'm going to go ahead and hit a lot of those things. All right, I think I have an idea what just happened. So I'm going to change my Wi-Fi. I'm going to freeze for a minute, but I'm coming back. There I am, I'm back. I had to freeze for a moment. So we're going to definitely, again, hit the resumes and the interviewing and things of that nature. So, all right, so in fact, I'm going to one more time. Just bear with me, guys. One quick time. We're going to see if this is going to kick it because we want you guys to be squared away. I want you guys to be squared away. So we're going to do it with the interviewing. I put the screen on again. I really wish I could have had my my QA guy with me. But let me know if you see the screen. Please tell me you see the screen because I just changed the Wi-Fi thing. But we're going to hit interviewing, which I call the performance pitch. We're going to talk about the brochure of your corporation, which is your resume, and how we can make this thing roll, okay? So let me see. I have something up here that says push up your job hunt. Guys, let me know if you can see it. It would be a blessing if you could, so I can know that we're all on the same, that we're all, oh, I have no connection right here. Okay, that we're all on the same page. We're going to talk about the power of defining yourself versus being defined. Very important. Define yourself or be defined. In fact, I want you guys to write that down if you can. To define yourself or be defined. All right. Define yourself or be defined. Okay, I'm not getting any feedback from anyone. I need to know if you guys can see what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about concept, execution, and connections. If I'm not getting any feedback from you guys, I'm going to stop the PowerPoint because I can't tell if you're seeing it or not. And again, my bad that I didn't get my other guy to do his thing tonight. So, all right. So, because I didn't get any feedback, we're gonna keep it real. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. I'm stopping. There we go. Because I can't tell from your engagement. I'm losing some Wi-Fi. Here's the deal. Let's just keep it flowing. Concept. I want you guys to write this down. First, when it comes to job hunt, we're talking about you have to define yourself or be defined. Very important thing here. Define yourself or be defined. Okay. And what I mean by that is a lot of us will kind of hit the ground running in the job world, kind of expecting the marketplace to be the one to make the decision of whether we're hired. And I know in normal talk, that's the way it rolls. But what I will tell you is if you have a mindset and think of this push-up, that's why we call this push up your career. I have a push-up on every screen for you guys, but define yourself or be defined gives you the opportunity that you can maximize this event. You can drive the process. So what I'm going to teach you tonight or share with you tonight and take your questions with it, particularly in the resume world, where we're going to hit those questions you guys talked about, buzzwords and all that stuff. I have someone just says, I'm getting notes from you guys now. I can see but cannot see where to give feedback. Rachel's in here. If you're watching the YouTube, there's a chat button and you can chat. Or you can text me if you see right here. I mean, I just looked at your messenger, so that's fine too. Text me at my number, 757-745-4823. But on YouTube Live, we're live streaming YouTube. You can chat right here in the live chat, and that seems to be available. Trini, yeah. Oh, you got it. You guys have got it. So I stopped it because I didn't know if you guys had seen it. So no worries. We're going to just keep it. We're going to keep it real for you guys. Send you the link, okay? But please understand what I'm saying now is even more powerful than the link, okay? It's more powerful. So define ourselves or be defined. You've got to have this mindset that number one, you are the CEO of Me Incorporated. And I'm saying this is before you send a resume, before you put in an application. I want to get your confidence right. I need to get your self-esteem right. I need to get your mind right, guys. So when you get ready to go out here and try to win a gig or close that deal, that your mind is right. There's nothing more sad. That's sad to me when I see amazing people or awesome people who have it to go. I mean, they've got it. They got the gifts, they got the talent, but they're not closing the deal because their mind isn't right. When I'm talking about a right mind is that you have to believe this push-up, define yourself or be defined. That way, when you're putting your tangibles together, which are the things that people see about your brand in the career space, the resume, the cover letter, your LinkedIn profile, when you have the meeting, what you're saying at the meeting, what you're not saying at the meeting, how you push your value, not your ego, but how you push your value. That all comes by how you define yourself or be defined, okay? How you define yourself or be defined. So you gotta so what are you? Are you unemployed or are you employable? Are you a victim in the careers or business space, or are you victorious in the career or business space? That all depends on how you view yourself. I can tell anxious career seekers and changers when I see their platforms and when I see their tangibles, I got victim written out everywhere. They didn't give me a job. I put stuff out here and they didn't call me. No one is, that when you hear that, if you hear yourself repeating the theys a bunch of times, you're actually acting out of victimization, that you're a victim. And I'm gonna tell you, you don't have to be. Okay, you don't have to be. So, but you have to start with a right platform. So whether you're 21, just coming out the gate, or you're 60 and you're still in the workspace, what do you bring to the table? What problem do you solve? Remember, entrepreneurship. You are a career entrepreneur if you want to work for someone else. You are an entrepreneur if you want to work for yourself. But here's the deal. Find the need and fill it. It works for both worlds. That resume is your first work sample, number one. So you definitely want to write that down if you can. Trini, yeah, I see all you guys saying you saw the slide. I stopped the slide because I didn't know if you guys could see it. We're just going to keep it organic. So feel free to text me, message me, I guess, because I do have a secondary device and I also have my my phone here. But you have to, it's your first work sample. And entrepreneurs, business owners, you need a resume too, because at some point, I know in my case, I've often have to share my brand if I'm dealing with contracts or going to do a joint venture or going to partner with some folks to bring, goods or services to an audience. So everyone needs a brochure of your corporation. So what should this resume, we're going to hit that first. What should that resume have? Number one, here's some myths or here's some rules. Here's my truths. I'm going to say that this is my truth. The resume has to be a wow document, not a won't document. Most of the ones I see are won't, which means you have everything about you, everything you did, every place you went, 3 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages. It's everything. But here's the problem. We don't have time for everything. Anyone right now, even though this is a great market. I mean, and I'm going to give you, let me sidebar here. In spite of the jobs report that comes out every month, please understand the employers that are amazing, the employers that are the cream of the crop, they're always looking for great talent. Bad economy, great economy. It doesn't matter. Finding talent is easy. Finding great talent, now that's hard. So you have to define yourself or be defined to find out with the gifts and talents you have, the knowledge, skills, and abilities you have. Are you great or are you average? Are you awesome? That's what you have to decide. Great employers want great talent and they're always looking for it. So in my mind, every economy is a great one if you're looking to get great talent. So number one, it has to wow someone versus won't. It can't say everything because we don't have the time. Who has the time to read 300 5-page read? No one. We don't have time. We're time starved. We do want to give you 30 seconds though. I'll give you 30 seconds of my time to read, 2 pages. These are your questions, by the way, but 30 seconds of my time to check it out. And hopefully when I pick up that piece of paper, or if I look at that digital product, you've captured my attention. That work sample, the brochure of your corporation, also known as a resume, is still relevant in 21st century. And I'm going to give you a little secret. Not so much for the employer, but for you. For you. Because a lot of times, the person on the other end of the table, the seeker, the changer, the person in transition, has no idea of your value. You don't. You don't spend time wondering about your value. You take it for granted, the things you do. It becomes robotic. But when have you ever sat down with yourself and literally did a value assessment, right? So you have to decide. And again, if you guys have questions, I'm looking at the chat. I will definitely answer any live questions here. But you have to decide, number one, not only does it need to wow, it can't be 5 pages. It needs to be no more than 2. And that's for everyone. 30 years in the game, just coming out, no more than 2. If you can share your message, keyword message, on 1 sheet and it looks visually stunning, it looks clear and crisp. You see how I word these things? I can read it. It's telling me a story. It's giving me a message. And here's the message I want, because the resume is really one of the most important things in this job hunting to push up our career. I need to know how you are going to help me make money. You see that? Entrepreneurship all the way. I need to know from the day you were born till this morning, you're going to have relevant and real information that's going to showcase, maximize your performance, your accomplishments, and your leadership. That's all I'm looking for. I am not looking for how dependable you are. I don't care if you're hardworking. I really don't care if you're responsible. I don't need that. I need folk who perform. I need accomplishment-driven folks. I need leadership. And this is from working at McDonald's to being the rocket scientist. Any great employer worth their grain of salt wants performers. I've never seen an employer who wants to pay folk well, great environment to work, want just presenters. They want performers. So as you define yourself or be defined, before you send anything anywhere, you need to make up in your mind, are you a performer, or at least you want to be, or are you just a presenter? Because presenters don't get hired, or it may take them a little longer. Performers, everyone wants a performer. I'm going to look down. Now tell me if I'm making sense, guys. Tell me if I'm making sense. Hopefully you can, again, where do I start with defining myself on paper? Great job by His Grace, My Faith. And you know what? And feel free. I know you sent me a text last night. Let me know your first names. I'd love to call out your first names too. Where do I start with defining myself on paper? First, define yourself right here. Okay. Define yourself right here. Think about, say to yourself, keeping it real. Hey, here's what I am. I was thinking of the movie The Help, like I am smart, I'm kind, y'all know, I'm important, they said that in The Help. But at the end of the day, you got to think about the industry you're in and all that kind of good stuff, what you bring to the table. This is where you start defining yourself. So what you can do as you're getting ready to design some stuff, I'm going to show you real quickly a couple of things. These are just a couple of things. We have, of course, there's resources and all that good stuff out there. You can Google it, you can do all kinds of stuff. But no matter what style and everything you pick, you want to make sure that, you've taken a good litmus test. I would call, like, you make a T-bar, kind of not a litmus test. We call it an assessment. Think about all your gifts and talents on one side. Think about the things you still need to work on, because we're all a work in progress. And hopefully the good stuff outweighs the not so good stuff, and then, you want to make sure you maximize your good stuff. Now, I'm going to say this, and please, this is not shameless promotion. I know it may sound this way, but this is really a help. I'm telling you, this will help you. A Mind to Work. You're right. This is my book. You can get it on Amazon anywhere across America or the world, actually. It's the life and career planning guide for folks that need to work. This is my second edition. I actually updated this one on chemo. I was on chemo. But the point is, this mind game stuff that you got to do first before paper, it will help you. And I have some examples of resumes here. In fact, I have a whole chapter about it being the brochure of your corporation to check yourself before you wreck yourself. A lot of us do the resumes and put them out first without doing that first thing. So you got to think about, I mean, look at your hard skills for everyone. Just think about your whatever industry you represent. Boom. I mean, what do you bring to the table in terms of performance in your industry? Where are times that, you know, you got to think about increases, how you've helped to move something from A to B, you know, how you increased customer satisfaction, or how you got to think of yourself as a business. That's, I guess, one of the better ways for me to say it. Think of yourself as a business. I mean, if I was going to hire you, what can you say to me to give me, to let me give you a for example. This would be great. So let's say, I mean, I'm thinking of all the jobs I've had lots of them back in my day. And okay, I worked at the YMCA years ago. Okay, we're talking in college, 150 years ago, it feels like. Front desk clerk. Okay, I'm working at the front desk. What am I doing? This was a YMCA that people live there. People are joining the gym. People are whatever they're doing at the YMCA. Okay, I worked there while I was in school and all that kind of good stuff. So while I was there, you know, how do I make my front desk job at the YMCA look like a wow factor? Well, guess what? I worked there maybe, I don't know, 2 years, give or take, you know, part-time, weekends, nights. You know, how many people did I say, may I help you? Probably, and this was in Hartford, Connecticut. So it was, you know, not, you know, we say Hartford, but Hartford, Connecticut. And I probably served in my 2 years of dealing with people, you know, the mobility and the fat, you know, the moving and shaking of the YMCA, at least 5,000 people, at least. I mean, may I help you? At least. How much money went through my hands in terms of ringing up goods and services? And the rooms were $100 a night or something. And I'm there for a year. You get what I'm saying? Look at the performance there. Not, oh, I'm a front desk clerk and I'm responsible for the front desk. How about I provide direct customer service to over 10,000 patrons of a major nonprofit? You see how that one sentence changed the world from a presenter to a performer? I'm showing performance. Now, granted, people like me and folks like me, we're gifted at being able to take presentation language to performance language. But you can see by that example how I could sit there and say front desk clerk, 3 years, okay, ringing up rooms, handing out towels, or I can say I provide direct customer service to over 10,000 patrons of a major nonprofit. You know, but you know, that one sentence says a whole lot more than presentation language. Okay, so you really have to do your homework and think about your gifts and talents, what, you know, how you have performed. And it's going to take you some homework to do that. But when you get performance language on a document with a 30-second, you know, wow factor, it makes it easy for me on the other side to see, wow, 5,000 people. How did she do that? Well, the only way you're going to find out how she did that was to call me in for a meeting. Is to call me in for a meeting, okay? Because remember what we said yesterday with our thunderstorm. Resumes don't get you a job. That's not their point. Their purpose is to get you a meeting. If you can get more meetings, you have more opportunities to close the deal. No meetings, no opportunity to close the deal. No opportunity to push up your career. You've got to get meetings, also known as interviews. Business owners, you've got to get meetings. But you won't get meetings if what you're putting out in the atmosphere is presentation versus performance, okay? So I'm going to pause there. And I want to get your questions here. And so I'm looking at the camera, I'm looking at my secondary device. I want to welcome everyone coming in. I think I'm probably better in organics, guys, to be quite frank with you. I really hate doing PowerPoints because 9 times out of 10 I lose somebody, but I like this. So His Grace, my faith says, yes, that sentence was strong. And that's exactly, that was one sentence. Remember, 30-second read. That one sentence said tons of information. So you have to think that way. And also, you have to begin with the end in mind, guys, borrowing from Mr. Covey. Where do you want to go? I mean, I also believe a resume. This is, I'm going to read some of your questions to make sure I hit some things here. And I'm looking at them here. So again, if you're watching, you can reach out to me on my text here on my phone, 757-745-4823. You can write it right here to YouTube. We're live here on YouTube. Or since I do have a mobile device, I am catching Facebook Messenger as well. But you've got to know where you want to go. And I believe in only one resume. So I got to bust that myth. I cannot stand multiple resumes. It's a pet peeve of mine. If I became someone's career coach, if I'm training you or coaching you, you have got to get rid of all these multiple resumes. It's the most confusing thing on the planet. This is my opinion, but I know what I'm talking about. And employers are tired of seeing the same person with 5 different resumes. They're smart. They talk to each other. They know what's up. So have one resume that shares your story and your message. My message is don't get anxious, get prepared. That's my message. And every time I put myself out in the atmosphere to have partnerships, joint ventures, to close a gig, to get a contract, I help people to not be anxious. I help them to be prepared. Everything on my 2-page resume, because I do have 2 pages and I've got some goodies now. That's the only message. I can help people get prepared locally, nationally, internationally. Here's my proof. I'm push button talent. Push button talent. Okay, that's what's up. So, all right, pausing on resume before we jump to interviewing, guys. Let me know how I'm doing. Let's see. His Grace says, I didn't realize it's really more work than just creating a. Oh, absolutely. And then creating a strong objective is our question. Yes. And you know what? I only do the objectives when I'm designing resumes for folks to convert them from average to awesome. I got to do the objective last because you don't know where you're going. I mean, really, if you do the objective first, you're going to try to have the document reflect the objective. I design them to see where the gifts and talents are, where the strengths lie, where you really want to go, what your goals are. Then we see where you fit, right? So it's something I do later in the process. She also says, I wasn't getting meetings because I recognized you were a presenter. There you go. And if that one thing can help you push up your career, and that's for everyone, you've got to perform. I mean, who doesn't want a performer? If I came in your home, I was going to provide a service. Do you want me to tell you, oh yeah, I think I can do that. And I think I can do this. And I'm really responsible with that. Or do you want me to say, hey, I've cleaned over 300 houses. My homes have even passed government inspections. All my clients call me back and refer me to other people. It's a different type of language, okay? All right, so again, guys, feel free to put your comments there. We're gonna keep it moving. I'm going to, I hope I hit some things here because we wanna make sure we hit all your questions. The perfect resume, like I said last night, there's no such thing, but you know your resume is working for you. At least with my clientele, we have 100% interview rate, which is just phenomenal, to be quite frank. And every time I say it, I get nervous because I'm going to get a client that probably doesn't get an interview, and they're going to get mad. But I do have that, so we must be doing something right. But their resumes are perfect for where they want to go, and it's still a breathing, living document, so it does have to evolve. How important is education? Very important, as long as it's relevant to where you want, to where you're going. In my field, an MSW, I always say I have my MSW because I'm dealing with social change. It's important. If I had a degree in secretarial sciences, I'm not quite sure if that would be on my resume. Cover letters necessary. They're still good to do. I still do them, but we don't use them. They have to be used strategically. If you're going to use a cover letter, in my opinion, folks, you've got to know the name of the person you're sending it to. If you're going to do Dear John or whom it may concern, you're wasting your time. The only reason I introduce myself by letter to someone is because I've got a name. I know exactly who I'm giving it to. It's personalized. It's very high touch. So if you're not going to be high touch and and do the Dear John, I throw every Dear John thing away. I do. All right, and stuff. So buzzwords on the resumes. Well, I will hit you up with that. Is to say this: you have got to know your industry. You've got to know your industry. And true, the performance, we're looking for buzzwords. If I'm in the IT industry, I'm hoping that I have language that I know that's very important. Certain certifications are going to be important. Certain types of hardware, I guess if we still say that word, is going to be important. There's going to be some nomenclature in that field that folks who are reading about that needs to know. right? We're also going to still have soft skills like, can I build relationships? Can I handle money? Do I have integrity? Think about those kind of things. Soft skills are very important too. I want to hire a whole person. I don't want to hire a robot. I want to hire the smartest, the best that I can get for the money I have. But I want a whole person who can think, who can debate. I mean, you know, certain employers are not just looking for robots. I want you to be high tech, but I also want you to be high touch. And I think that person that can do both of those will rock your resume, because you got to be able to do both. All right. 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 Okay. She wins. She's getting all the questions. You know, she's getting all the questions in. Anybody else have questions? Please let me know. Oh, Angie said, how do you change from a presenter to a performer? So I think I got that for you, Angie. Cover letters are dreadful, but a lot of online applications ask for them. Yeah, they are. And the thing is, when we design them, they do complement the design of the resume, because you want to have a consistent language. Because remember, this is your first work sample. How am I going to be a great employee if I hand out a jacked up cover letter and a jacked up resume? I mean, where's my professionalism? Where, you know, so it needs to complement, but it has to be done the right way. It has to be done the right way. So let me jump into, I know we want to get into interviewing, which is important. Let me hit interviewing now, and then I definitely want to get into strategy, okay? Because you've got to have a strategy where you're putting the resumes. How are you finding the opportunities? How do you handle networking? All of that is so important. In fact, you know, I'm going to do a poll, guys. I'm going to ask you. I know what I think is important, but I want to ask you guys what's important. Do you want me to hit, you can put number 1 if you want me to get into interviewing right now, interview tips, because when you get the meetings, people blow the meetings, and that's why they stay unemployed. Or shall I get into some strategy right now? Where to find the hidden, how you tap into things, how do you find the opportunities? You guys let me know by hitting 1 on the keypad or texting me with number 1 for interviewing, or number 2 for hitting some strategy, because we are live and I want to be able to really give you guys what you want, not necessarily what I'm going to hit all 3. Don't get me wrong. I just want to know which one you want me to get now. Let's see. What do I have here? I've got, oh, that's wrong group. All right. I'm getting a lot of pings here, so I'm trying to read it. Thank you guys for giving. All right. Y'all haven't responded. So I'm going to hit 1. Angie says, okay, we're going to hit interviewing. Very good. Thank you, Angie. So let's just say you put your goodies out there and you get a meeting, you get a phone call to come on in. Awesome. That's half the battle. You're getting a meeting in the right space, then your resume is really working for you. If you're getting meetings in places you don't want to work, it's not working for you. But let's say you get that meeting in that right place. Here's what I want you guys to think now, okay, with interviewing. Remember, people, here's a push-up for you. People will give you what you believe. That's push-up number 2. Remember, first one was define yourself or be defined. Number 2 is people will give you what you believe. You got to believe, you got to remember that, particularly at this meeting. People will give you what you believe. So if you walk into an interview feeling less than and desperate and anxious, that's what you're going to get. So here's the deal. You want to walk in there with that define yourself stuff. Remember, 80% of an interview is what you're not saying. It's not with this. It's not with this. So eye contact. I mean, I know we talk good posture. I'm a Connecticut Yankee, so I have a very fast rate of speech. I'm probably demonstrating that tonight. So when I'm in certain circles, I've got to make sure I catch myself to slow down a little bit. You can tell I do this with my hands a lot. This is my personality. When I'm interviewing, which again is just a meeting, this is me. It's my personality. I often joke, I'm a Black Italian. I mean, I just kind of think that's kind of cool. But it's who I am. I'm very colorful. I'm very expressive. So this is my natural way of me talking to anyone in an interview. I'm walking in there like I own the space. Define yourself or be defined. You have a problem. I'm the solution. I'm walking in there like I own this. I prayed before I went to the interview. I'll keep it real. God helps me out every day. But I walk in there with a firm handshake, good voice tone, good eye contact. If you can't look here, look at the nose. It's the same place. And my posture is good. I bring my resume with me. A nice little folder, nicely prepared, just in case someone doesn't have it. And I'm ready to talk about what? My performance, my accomplishments, and my leadership. That's all I'm talking about. If you get 30 minutes, you're great. If it's a panel interview, that's fun, all right? But here's a couple things you want to be careful of. If I had to say anything to you guys today, don't volunteer information that will knock you out of the running. I can tell you right now, that is the biggest mistake most career professionals do, is volunteering too much information that is not, it's illegal. I mean, some employers can't ask you things, but we volunteer stuff. Looking at a question, Trini says, how far back should you go with my job experience? I did a job relevant to a position I'm applying for, but it was 10 or 15 years ago. Well, if you have significant performance in that job, Trini, go for it. You just have to make sure as you're writing that performance language, it ties in. I mean, I may have closed $1 million deal 10 years ago. If I'm going somewhere where $1 million deals are my deal, I'm gonna talk about how I did it, but I also have to convince them I still got it to go. Like, can I still do that? It was 10 years ago. So you have to be creative in your presentation. But back to interviewing, and again, if you guys have any of your questions, I'll hit it, what you guys wrote here. But again, that mindset, don't volunteer information. Be able to think of yourself as Shark Tank. I mean, this is really Shark Tank. It's sharing your gifts and your talents. It's pitching your performance while still being human. All right. And in fact, guys, one thing I would like to do is this. How I know I can't talk to you, but if someone would give me a question, write me a question in YouTube right now, an interviewing question that maybe has you troubled. I will answer one or two of them live, not having a clue what you guys are going to do. But, you know, because one of the most dangerous questions is tell me something about yourself. That's very dangerous. People volunteer every kind of illegal thing possible. So just to demonstrate to you guys that when you believe in yourself and you've practiced interviewing, you have to practice. Again, going back to my book, we do have questions in our book that has linear questions. Those are the yes and no stuff. And then the really good companies like the Googles and stuff, they do a lot of behavioral interviewing. You have to have a story that showcases your performance. I mean, they'll say, tell me of a time when you and your boss did not get along, but you had to deliver a project and work with that person day and night. How did you handle it? Those are behavioral questions. Those are process questions. The employers that pay the best are looking for how you think. So be prepared for process interviewing questions. Mid to senior level people, you're gonna have a panel interview. Just be prepared for it. 3 people, 5 people. It gives them a better take on what you bring to the table. They're also trying to see if you sweat. But you can't answer those tough questions if you don't know the answer. Your resume, if you do it right with performance, will be the first, is your response. And you should be able to kind of expound on your gifts and talents. Am I making sense with that? Because it's really just a conversation between 2 people, but you won't get the meeting, right, if your resume didn't wow them. And the reason for them to bring you across the table is, number 1, to see if they like you, because that's still a factor. Number 2, if they can get along with you. Yeah, get along. That's true. Do you fit the culture? Absolutely. And what knowledge, gifts, and talents do you have? What skill? What ability? How are you going to solve that problem? And how are you going to help me make money? And how are you going to be human while you're here? That's what that meeting is all about. If I had to sum it up, okay? I'm going to see if you guys are going to put a question down here for me. I don't see it yet, but again, I'll answer any question. In the meantime, I'm going to hit what you guys asked me here about interviewing. I know I had one. One person said, do you have any recommendations for introverts and those uncomfortable with public speaking or being in the limelight? Well, if you're an introvert, that's probably going to really, your interview skills, you're going to have to build those more. And I would say to you, like doing cold calling, or because we're going to talk about strategy in a minute, how you can, develop a job for yourself. Finding maybe more intimate places to speak, finding that thing you really believe in. Like, I can speak about jobs all day long. I can speak about film because I love movies all day long. It's like a passion thing with me. I feel comfortable in my skin and my space when I'm there. But it's a skill. Speaking is a skill. Interviewing is a skill. The more you do it, the better you are. Get someone you trust. A young person. If you have a teenager, you got a good friend that you can practice this with. I mean, do what do you call that? oh my, role play. I missed it. Do role play to get an idea of, have someone really give you feedback on what your eyes are doing and if you're trembling, if you're nervous, if you're, get that real feedback. Okay, His Grace, my face says, tell me about yourself. What answer are you looking for? Okay, so here we go. She's asked me a question. We're here. I'm in her office. I'm comfortable. I'm being professional. I'm looking cute, right? And she asked, well, Miss Harrison, tell me something about yourself. And since I don't know your first, I know you sent me a text. I want you to tell me your first name again. But I will say, well, I'm not going to look here. I'm going to look at you guys. Okay, I'm going to say, well, thank you, His Grace, my faith. Thank you for having me here. First of all, I want you to know I am so excited to get to talk to you today. I'm really happy that you selected me for an interview. So let me tell you a little something about myself. I'm originally from Connecticut. Okay, been here in the Hampton Roads area for about a little over 20 years. I consider myself to be a solution-focused performer who is passionate about people and can really turn things around. I have over 15 years of experience in adult programming. I have about 7 years of experience in management. And one thing I'm really proud of, recently I was awarded the best radio producer in my area. That was really cool for me. And lastly, I want to tell you, I am so proud to be here because I want you to know I really want to work for you. That's how I answer that question, okay? That's how I tell someone something about me. Now, what I can tell you is, now I don't know what you guys think. Was that good? Do I get a round of applause? That was strategic. Now I have so many of those I can do, but that was very strategic. Let's see. Okay, someone's telling me, all right, very good, that someone has to leave the thing, but that was strategic. And that's something, it's a technique in my book that's called the shield. And there's a shield process, and I have strategic things that I'm hitting in my head depending on what questions are given to me. So I know how I'm supposed to respond to that, depending on what kind of company you have, if I'm dealing with people, if I'm working with projects, if I'm working with data, I would most likely have a different response when I'm talking about my wow factor. But very conversational, that's how I would respond to that question. So definitely in my book, A Mind to Work, that shield is there. But usually people say, I'm married with 2 kids, my baby is 6 months old, I just got here. Let's see, what else do they say? I've been trying to find a job for the longest time, real nervous about being here, and when is the first vacation? Well, that doesn't work, right? That doesn't work. So we want to make sure, again, that it's a conversation. It's just 2 people talking to each other. Linear questions, yes or no, as well as behavioral questions. And you need to also interview companies because you don't know if you want to work there. You don't know if they're a hostile environment. You don't know if it's really a culture you want to be a part. So you should also make sure you have questions. But at the end, when they say, do you have questions? And people go, no, you answered them all. Mistake, you're not interested. You need to come with questions because you've done your due diligence, right? You've researched the companies. You've maybe you found out about them word of mouth. You need to do your proper due diligence to answer those questions. So imagine, well, thank you. She said I did great. Imagine if the way I respond to tell me something about yourself, imagine you do that for every single question. Performance. But you can't sell what you don't know. So part of the whole being a performer and defining yourself or be defined, and people will give you what you believe. I believe I'm valuable. I believe I'm good at what I do. I know I can deliver. So I walk in there like that. I don't walk in there like, oh God, please let them hire me. I don't do that, because if I walk in that way, everything I say is going to be contradictory to define yourself or be defined. Remember, guys, it starts right here. It starts right here, okay? Any other questions on interviewing here at Push Up Your Career? And again, I am right, Miss Grace, she's getting her goodies out of here. You guys remember, now's the time to ask me questions. I'm really able to help you here. That's how I used to answer the question about my family. Oh, did you? Yeah, no. They don't want to know about your family. Because here's what they're thinking, and call it what it is. You're a woman. This is just what it is. Isms are alive and well. And okay, you got kids. I got daycare problems. I'm telling you, this is how. It is what it is. And they can't ask you if you're pregnant or if you have children. They can't, but that's what comes up in their mind. I'm just keeping it real. So yeah, we want to be strategic in how we respond, because remember, performance, accomplishments, and leadership. That's what we're there to talk about. That's what we're there to talk about, okay? And again, guys, text me at 757-745-4823 if you have a question. I am here to help you push up your career. That's what I'm here to do. My name is okay, Sierra, like Sierra. Okay, Iera. Okay, awesome, Iera. Thank you. Thank you for telling me your first name. All right. Couple of the entrepreneurs in here. Let me tell you this really quickly, and I'm gonna get into strategy. The business person here, because I'm an entrepreneur, I love it. But guess what? What I'm sharing with these folks about W-2s, you got to do the same thing. You got to do even harder. You've got to make sure your brand and your message is consistent. You got to sell yourself at the meetings. Here's a business question that people screw up with. I'll say, tell me how I can help your business. Oh my God, that's it. It's just as bad as tell me something about yourself. Because most business owners come to meetings and don't know why they're there. And when someone says, how can I help your business? They go, I need to make more money. Well, I'm not going to help you make more money. You got to tell me something else. You better talk something. Let me see a gap and a feel. Okay. Something that we really can do. And remember, for entrepreneurs that, it's more than just a hobby. Find a need and fill it. That's what I got to say to that. Find a real need and fill it. The deeper you fix it, the bigger the dollar bill at the end. Solve a real problem. All right, solve a real problem. Like if I had size 14 feet, but I'm a girl, I want to wear pumps. If someone can make me a shoe that was size 14, because there's a whole bunch of 14, maybe people that play basketball, he's going to make a killing, because there's not a whole lot of size 14 for girls out there. That's what I mean by solving a problem, a real problem. Okay. All right, let's see. Job search strategy. I'm going to run on to that, and then we're going to open up for some more questions. Some of the things I got from you guys with that is changing careers. Well, hopefully some of the things I just shared can help you do that. It's still about value. I'm going to really hit value when we're talking about job search. Residing in a rural area, how to connect with the decision makers outside of my area. So that's really important, because you've got to be connected. You got to network. Companies are not seeing my value because of the length of time I've been with the same company. All right, that goes to value. That was a good word. People misunderstanding the network marketing concept. I think there's someone here that's probably in the business like that, and I can definitely give you my take on it, because unfortunately the MLM model might work in some spaces, but it has a bad rap, and you're gonna have to find a way to get across that bad rap, and we can talk about that in a minute. Not sure where to go from here, not getting to the place I need to be in life, success. I've been with the same company for over 20 years. I'm nervous about stepping out. That's fear. That's fear. So we can talk about fear out here in the job strategy work. I'm broke and out of work. Well, now remember, define yourself or be defined. If you really believe you're broke, this what we're doing today is going to really not help you. You've got to change your language. You've got to change your language, okay? Not appealing to top employers, and again, not sure about interviewing at my age. So let's talk a little bit about strategy, because this is what's important. Remember, define yourself or be defined. Even in job search, okay? If you think you're too old, because I'm hearing that a lot, the isms, then you've already stopped. You've already cut yourself at the knees. If I am a person of maturity, I don't think I'm going to want to work from MTV, because, I don't think it's my crowd. But I will find employers who are looking for what's important to me. I think boomers bring quality. Getting it done right the first time. They bring high touch. That's the word I'm looking for. Boomers bring high touch, no doubt. Y'all need to get on top of your technology. I mean, at least a workable fashion. But if someone needs quality, something done right the first time, not bringing the home drama at work, boomers rock. So you've got to think that I bring that. I bring a level of professionalism and maturity. No, I'm not 25. Of course not. But you don't need that. If you want fresh perspective and trainable, go there. But if you want wisdom and experience, discernment, and someone that can get it done, that's me. So that's how you deal with, right? That's, in my mind, and this is what I tell my clients who are mature. I'm looking at my phone, guys. that's what you got to, you got to use what you got. You got to maximize what you have. So that's how we deal with changing jobs in your 50s. Please understand, a lot of people are changing jobs in their 50s. There's folks, I have a friend, Dr. Barry Miller. He's 70 something. I didn't forget. He's a beast on social media as well. He is still in charge of alumni services at Pace University. This man will never stop working. I mean, he's the boss. He commands respect because he does his job. Okay, so you have to sell what you have. Now, in terms of strategy, networking, guys, ladies, gents, networking again, I will say networking. You can't be on an island. You can't be isolated. You've got to use your network. A good power mentor of mine says your net worth is your network. Let me get it right. Your net worth is your network. So where are you connecting? Do you have people who have eyes and ears out there in the marketplace or the workplace, listening for gaps and needs? Like this morning, I got someone has a job looking for a part-time person in the Hampton Roads area, administrative work, 30 to 35 hours a week. Why do I have that? Because I'm networked with someone. They want a word of mouth referral. Every company wants word of mouth, and they shared it with me. I'll share it with folks that I know. All right. You have to have a networking circle. I mean, and it can be the soccer mom, it can be football, it can be your church. It doesn't necessarily have to be chamber of commerce and stuffy places like that. I mean, I'm sorry, I do consider those stuffy. They're good, but they're stuffy. A network is when two people are in a room. I call a networking event. We're networking right now. Do you know each of you right now could be sharing who you are and what you do right now? And we could be networking. I'm like, oh, she does this, and oh, they do that. I didn't know. If I have a need, maybe I'll reach out to you. So whenever there's two or more people in the room, I call that networking event. Trini says, yes, that was good, and I don't like that question. So that question should be when you sell yourself. You're always, going back to interviewing for a pause real quick, you're always selling yourself. When you're having a meeting, even if it's an informal meeting at Starbucks, Panera, you are always selling yourself. When you open your mouth, you are selling yourself. Please understand that every time you're in a business or career setting, you are selling yourself. So don't get too laid back or someone says, hey, let's have a cup of coffee. Let's talk about this opportunity. You're selling yourself. Everything that should come out your mouth is performance. I'm selling myself right now, right? I'm selling myself. You guys are hearing whether I got it to go, whether I have value, right? I'm selling myself. So networking is very important. Of course, LinkedIn, for that person in the rural area, and even those of you globally or next door, you have got to take up your game on LinkedIn. You have to. It is the digital black book. It's where you can connect with people online, and then of course get from online and get offline, get on the phone, get an email, do a Skype connection. You've got to get access online, but you gotta unplug to be human, to take it to do it next, So LinkedIn is a gold mine. What I would say to you guys, check out my LinkedIn profile. You can hit it up on my website. And again, you guys are gonna probably get a thank you letter or something for tuning in. You'll have, if you don't have it already, access to some of my stuff. But check out my LinkedIn profile. In fact, go to LinkedIn. If you are there, check out other people's profiles who are in industries such as yours and see what they're shouting out. By you having connectivity on the social space, you can reach anyone in the world. You really can. I'm actually going to do, in our trainings, we do monthly trainings. I talk about LinkedIn quite a bit because career seekers and business folks, you have to be there. Facebook is cool, Twitter for social stuff, and you can work the job connection I got today was from Facebook. So you can get those kinds of access. But LinkedIn is a gold mine. But again, offline, you have got to get involved. Show up, step up, follow up. We have the TCE network, of course, Career and Business Network, and you guys are going to get a link about that. We're in the process of taking that up a notch. It's already fabulous, but you can never be too fabulous when it comes to networking. But you have to be about relationship building, and I know we hear that a lot, but it's about relationships. In the TCE world, we call it real. Capital REAL, relationships, because it's people-to-people relationships that make the world go round. Someone has a need for business. Someone has a need for talent. The more people who are real that you're around, you'll get those hidden, passive, golden links. LinkedIn is a great place for jobs. Google for Jobs. I interviewed the Google for Jobs fellow. I think I might send you guys that link. They have a new way of looking for jobs in your backyard. It's awesome. Google for Jobs is amazing. It's a new search function. And they interviewed with me on my radio show first because, I don't know, networking. Can you imagine? Because of networking, the word got out, and that's what's important. Using your Chamber of Commerce, using your Economic Development Office. If you're a city or a county, there's an Econ Development Office, which has listings and databases of companies, small businesses, nonprofits. You can actually, I mean, Google, come on, you can Google all kinds of stuff to find companies or the small ones or contractors. And you literally can, guess what? Do what I call, in the old days, they called it cold calling. I call it research. I call it market research because I like to find the hidden jobs. I like to find the unadvertised jobs, okay? Let's see what the questions we have. I am a social media, okay, I can't speak. I am a social media manager and currently manage a community service program and an online vintage boutique. Look at that. Now we know that. Now she has an online vintage boutique. That is awesome. Trini says, I want to switch to the nonprofit sector, but where can I find the best networking hub? Job posting for those positions, Indeed.com. You know what, Trini, I have, so nonprofit is your thing. So I would like to think, I don't know where you are, but I know here in Hampton Roads, we have a thing called volunteerhr.org. I think volunteerhr.org. There is a national database, you might know it. It was on one of my newsletters that lists only nonprofit jobs. In fact, you probably could use Google for Jobs, because that's a certain thing in the search function now. And you probably could put in nonprofit and you probably can find some things, but there is a job, I want to say it was called, I can't remember, but I have a newsletter called Nyanza, and I'll be sending you guys the link so you can, I think actually I might have, because you guys registered, I think you're going to be in my newsletter, but it's a link for only nonprofits across America. Now, let me say this about nonprofits, because you did ask a great question. Oh, you have radio. Oh yeah, I love radio. I love, actually, yeah, I love radio. And in fact, I'll let you guys, you said something about it may have been you. I don't want to use everybody's name. Let's see, a nonprofit. I did see it though. You had wrote me about nonprofit. What I will say to you, I mean, if you're currently in, or you want to work for a nonprofit, let me tell you this. I think someone said something about nonprofit from corporate to nonprofit. Understand that nonprofits are for profits. They still need to run. You should, if you have corporate gifts, because you've been in corporate America, you could really be a blessing to the nonprofit space, because don't get it twisted. They've got to make their money. It's just whatever profit they make, go right back in. Maybe you have a calling to serve, maybe you have a passion to work with somewhere with purpose. And that's good, because to be a nonprofit employee, it's got to be in your blood. You've got to have something deeper than a paycheck. Not that they all make a good living, but it is nonprofit, okay? So hopefully you have that internal, that internal pull to do that. But everything in business, I mean, fundraising, I mean, accountability, QA, product, now we won't call it product, we want to call it services. It's still product. You can have a service that takes care of the world and no one comes to get it, then you're not going to have the service anymore. So marketing and all of that is very important to the nonprofit world. And sometimes we have people in positions in nonprofits who don't understand that. They don't get it. So again, if you solve that problem, you'll be a blessing to the nonprofit world. I mean, business intelligence is important. And of course, that type of thing. Okay. So let's see, where can I find the best networking hub job posting? Indeed. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Google for Jobs, the search function with Google. I have a relationship with Indeed, but after I interviewed the founder or the creator of Google for Jobs, I'm sold out. I am so sold out on that. And if you go there, I mean, if you just go to Google and you can, I think, hashtag jobs near me, and then you put in filters for nonprofit, you'll see some stuff. I have a radio background, would like information about your show, please. Sure, it's tcetalkshow.com, tcetalkshow.com. That's how you get to my show. It's an online show, but people can call in, and we just interviewed the co-founder of Google Classroom Friday. Google has been on my show twice, and that's really cool. That's really cool. I mean, that is so cool, right? So that was really hot. But okay, so any other questions on strategy? I want to make sure that if I do a quick recap, that we understand before we come out the gate, Our confidence, our self-esteem, our ability to push up our career starts here. You have to define yourself or be defined. People will give you what you believe. You have to act if. You have to belong to the space. You have to think about performance, accomplishments, and leadership. Every time you open your mouth, whether it's at a formal meeting, networking, and this is not to stress you out. It just means you're always on. The lights are always on. Consider yourself camera ready no matter where you are when you're trying to get into the room to close deals. Networking is the thing. You have got to increase your network. If you're upside down financially or in terms of relationships, you got to right size it up. Find the right communities to be a part of. We have the TCE network. You guys will get some links about it. Unfortunately, I can't share it with you because it was on my PowerPoint. But you can hit up, just, you know what, I'm going to have, since we're changing our platform a bit, I'm going to make sure you guys just reach out to me. It's like $10 a month if you're a virtual person. I think $15 a month if you're a career seeker changer. We bring real people together locally, nationally. We don't want folks getting hustled. We don't want folks being anxious. We want folks to be prepared. And that's what it's all about. And we want to make sure when we're in the network, they get this kind of training. Like when I talked about the LinkedIn training, they'll be getting that as part of every month. I try to give two seminars at least live, not necessarily on this platform, but live seminars so that folks can get what they need on the entrepreneurial side, on the business side, on the career side, on the life side, because we have to be, you know, we got to be ready. We have to be ready for whatever comes our way. And we want to be ready internally and we need to be ready externally. Okay, it's very important. Very important. And all the things we have coming up. We've got the TCE Summit. If you are in the Hampton Roads area, we do our TCE Summit October 20th. What's my title? The Power of Now. I mean, you're next. You know, after you do now, then there's next. So that's happening at the Virginia Beach Oceanfront, TCEsummit.com. You know, everything with me is TCE in the front, right? TCEsummit.com is the link. You will be getting some information about that too. It's a breakfast. We're going to have some of my friends in the HR world and the CEO world, inspirational. You're going to walk out of there ready to take over because that's what we want folks to do, to activate and execute their now in their life. Stop instead of procrastinating. We want to move forward. So that's what that's going to be all about. So there'll be some great things coming up. I want to see if there's any other questions on strategy. I think I've shared about the show. I think let me know if I've missed any questions. I mean, again, I hope this has helped you to push up your career. I started officially about 7. I'm giving you guys a couple more minutes because I have my little faux pas with my PowerPoint. But if there are any other questions, I want to make sure we've done it. I think, like I said, if I can get you guys to understand that it starts here. Before you put anything out there, you've got to get that mind right. Define yourself or be defined. And our book, A Mind to Work, I mean, shameless plug, right? But that's not, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of things I talked about are right here. There's stuff that I used to help people in prison and welfare reform get to work. I had all my notes and I did this. And this book actually got me on the Tom Joyner show and Tab is Smiley and everything. You can order it. It's like $15. I mean, you can go to Amazon or you can get it from me for like $17 if you're in the continental US. Amazon, everywhere else. Let's see. Trying to look to see if you guys have any other questions. And also, it sounds exciting. It is exciting. I mean, of course, it's at the Wyndham on the ocean front. So make it a staycation. What is it? Like it's breakfast and networking and panels. Very affordable, but TCEsummit.com. So any other questions? I want to give a roll call. I mean, Trina, I thank you guys for being so, I'm sure Angie went to sleep and that's okay. Now listen, this link will be up. I'm going to keep it live. Maybe, well, it's live just for you guys. Please do not share. I don't want this shared, but it's only for those who have registered. But I will keep it as unlisted for maybe a week or so if you want to replay this, and then it's going to be private. All right. And we may do something like this again. I'm not sure how often I'll do Push Up Your Career, but I do want to bless folks and help people get into the right places and spaces. So with that note, I probably will send you guys a way to do some, to let me know how I did. If you guys thought this was a value. It's funny, I think God allowed me to do it this way, even though I had my little push me. Because the thing I hate about PowerPoint is it's so structured, and this way I get to keep it real. Let's see what you guys say. Timothy Young, when is the deadline for the summit? So the summit is, well, tickets are on sale now. It's $35 if you're in my network. Again, the TCE network is $55 if you're not. but it's worth the value. We have a Friday evening networking event, and then we have Saturday. Tickets will go up for everybody as I get closer. So now's the time to get your tickets. I mean, there are vendors and sponsorships available, and you can reach out to me about that. But, you know, tickets will be on, I mean, the cutoff for tickets will probably be like 3 days before the event because I got to feed people. But folks can still come after that. You just may not get no food because I have to give my food count 3 days beforehand. But tickets are on sale now. So tcesummit.com. Share it with your churches, with folks. I mean, $35 if you're a network member, $55 everywhere else. Rooms, get a room. I tell you, it's a staycation. $119 a night is the room. It's really cool. I mean, we really have fun. You get to hang out with me. I think that's pretty cool. You get to hang out with me. Angie, how can I develop leadership skills, as that's an area I like to develop? Well, Angie, here's what you can do. Again, I'm not sure what you do for your day gig, and thank you, Angie, for staying up. I know you're in the United Kingdom. So take up the challenge, take up the charge. Find wherever you are now at your job, or even in your family, or if you volunteer somewhere, don't just be on the membership roles. I mean, take up a lead. Find a committee to get on, find a way to get involved and take up a leadership role. I mean, be the one that comes up with the vision. Be the one that follows through. That's what leadership is. We're looking for initiative and follow through. Most people won't start stuff and folk won't finish stuff. Be the person that has initiative and follow through. That's what leaders are. Be the one that has the vision. Don't be the one complaining all the time and giving problems. Be the one that finds the solutions. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of books on leadership, but I'm one of these kind of people that believe just pick it up. In my network, the TCE network, we have people that step up. Folks will ask me, how come this one person gets to do this? It's because they've stepped up. They've said, I didn't say do this. They said, I want to do this. I want to get more involved. Can I be on the committee for your summit? Can I help you with First Tuesday? And when people step up and do that, it shows leadership. So you can be a leader today. You can be the leader in your family. You can be the leader at the job. Just find some things that don't try to be president or anything you don't have that experience yet. I mean, be the secretary, be the vice president, find out those kinds of things. But if there is a nonprofit, I love volunteer work because you can volunteer at a nonprofit and really take it up a notch. I do a lot of volunteer work with the Girl Scouts and Urban League and other boards, and I did that for leadership. I chaired committees. I did things like that, which helped me, to stretch my mind. So just go for it. I mean, go for it. Of course, there's nothing. I mean, there's a great book, Know Your Why. There's 3-Minute Manager, but I think if you make a conscious decision right here, define yourself, to be defined, to step up and lead, just be that backbone. Be the one that changes the atmosphere. Yeah, be that guy or that girl. That can change the game. Hopefully that's working. Okay. Any other questions, guys? How did I do? I'd like to know how I did. Hopefully I think I did well. So again, find me on LinkedIn. You will get, if you registered, you will get an email from me sharing more about the summit. Let's see. You will get newsletters from me. You can unsubscribe anytime. And if we do have another Push Up Your Career, you guys will be notified. I don't know. I guess I'll see what you guys think. I want to make sure this was a blessing and a value. If it wasn't a value, I'm not going to do it. It's all about value for me. And then I'm able to help someone along the way. So, yeah, I think as far as I'm concerned, I think I hit, because to me, those of you that are here and you're asking the questions, I want to make sure I answer your questions, not just the ones on the paper. I have she says, I took a treasurer role this year for the PTA to help. There you go. Boom. Let me tell you, the PTA, I tried to be an officer in the PTA. I failed miserably. I'm telling you, that's some good leadership training. That's awesome. You handled the money. I mean, just think about how much money did your PTA, some PTAs have some serious budgets. My kids at school, they had like a $30,000 budget for their PTA. I'm just saying. So that's awesome. That's what you need to do. So PTAs, soccer leagues, I mean, your church, if there's an organization if you're a sorority, fraternity, I mean, there's all kinds of places that need leaders. So just step up, define yourself, or be defined. Angie says, can we watch this video on replay? Yeah, when I'm done, I'm going to have this live, Angie, for I think at least 7 days, because I know some of you will want to watch it. I'm just going to leave it raw so you can fast forward and ignore the PowerPoint not working and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, I'll leave it up for probably 7 days. And then after that, I'll probably make it private and I'll decide what I'm going to do with it. But also, again, you guys will get information about my network, my TCE University for $25 a month. I do this outside, but for $10 a month, you can join the network and get it. And my legacy members will be able to get the free training as well. Okay, so we do have a lot of things that are, this was a no cost event and that's fine, but we do, if you really want to take things up a notch, there's some things you can get from me, absolutely. The book, 24 hours a day, just hit me up. All of you have my email. I think when I emailed you, you all have my email, so you can reach out to me anytime at Career Engineer on Twitter. I think most of you know I'm there. Let's see, Don't Get Anxious on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, so you can find me there. So I think you guys know how to find me. I think you do. She says, oh, wait a minute, my screen just closed. Okay, I gotta stop looking down at the thing. Thank you for coming back and finish. Oh, absolutely. I felt so bad about that daggone thunderstorm, but Mother Nature won. What can I say? Mother Nature won. So anyway, folks, I will say, oh, this was a blessing to you, praise God. And that's that. Then that's what's up. That's what's up. So in closing, again, I want to thank you guys for being a part of Push Up Your Career. I will leave this live, just it'll be in this organic form for about 7 days. So probably this time on Tuesday next week. The link that you have is the same link. You can watch it again and you can listen and maybe take notes. Follow me. If you haven't followed me here on YouTube, by all means do so that when I do have other educational videos, I will upload them. I probably will start uploading some of my Facebook Periscope, my Periscope lives as well. But definitely subscribe if you haven't already, so you won't miss a beat here on YouTube. And when we do another Push Up Your Career, if I do one, I have to see what the Lord says. If it's been a blessing, feel free to, well, let me know your comments. I might send you guys a poll or something like that to get some testimonials. But again, thank you for tuning in. And I'm going to say good night. I want you guys to be blessed. And again, remember, hit me up currently at my website, tcenow.com, or hit me up on Twitter at Career Engineer if you want to learn about the network, the summit, how you can get this training all the time, and all kinds of other good stuff that we've got coming up, okay? So y'all be blessed. I'm going to look down one last time to make sure I didn't miss anyone's question. Okay, Angie says, thank you. This is really useful. Angie, thank you. Because I know in the UK, you guys are 5 hours ahead. I think it's like nighttime for you. And I appreciate you coming on this time of the day to, push up your career. And, I just thank you for that. I really do. So you are entitled to go to sleep. You are totally entitled. Thank you so much, Tim. Thanks for being up here. All of you who came in. And again, catch the replay. I will leave this link live for 7 days. And if there aren't any more questions, guys, because I'm good, I will stay another 5 minutes if I can answer a question for anyone. Angie needs to go to bed. She needs to go to sleep. So I want her to go. But yeah, I was definitely going to finish this. There's no way I was going to leave you guys hanging. No way. I just thought it was odd that we had a storm like that happening. Okay, so I'm looking. I don't see any other questions, guys and gals. So in the spirit of your career engineer, I will say, don't get anxious, get prepared, keep the faith, define yourself or be defined. And remember, people will give you what you believe. Y'all have a blessed evening. God bless you and good evening.